Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So this video is about post-war Webb Corbett decanters. And if you watched the unexpected part 2 of my pre-war ones, you know I've been doing a bit of research, more than I normally would. I've just been falling into the black hole because I've got some new sources, and then I've looked harder and harder than I normally do, because it's not one of those, it's not like Whitefriars where you've got all those catalogues and everything, but I've got new information. Yes, so anyway, it turns out that I've got quite a lot of Webb Corbett decanters, and it turns out, like, in the end, only 3 of them are definitely post-war ones. Not what I expected. There was another one which I thought was Webb Corbett, but now I am less certain of, and I'll show you that, and I'll show you why. It's just something that should be like this, is like this, and that's it. And then also I have something else that I found that's pre-war, because I've been carrying on researching, and I'm thinking, I think that might be a Webb Corbett one. And it's very nice, so I thought, show it anyway, because everyone likes something nice. So what am I going to do? I'm going to start by showing my research that I've got for the first 3 decanters that are definitely post-war Webb Corbett, and then we will go and look at the other 2 bits that I mentioned. This is from a page of the book The Decanter, Ancient and Modern by McConnell. And this is the decanter we're interested in. Now, the date he's got is called Wisteria, and he's dating it 1955. He's dating this one 1930 to 47. If you look at this stopper here, he's also dating this one as 1955. Now, in the catalogues that I was looking in, the pre-war ones, all of the decanters with these tall stoppers are like this, with the faceted sides, all of them, and in other sources as well, ones that are like this all have faceted sides. They're all pre-war. He's saying this one is 66. I don't know what that's based on, but all the catalogue ones, and there's quite a lot of them, are all saying this is pre-war, 1930 or 1935. So, but he's also then saying these are post-war. So he's saying this is by Irene Stevens, and I think this one is also in another book, the 20th Century British Glass by Charles Heidemark, and I think he's saying it's post-war, and it's Irene Stevens as well. So I'm happy that this is post-war, and all of these ones like this, they don't appear in any of the pre-war catalogues where it's got the column stopper with the notches in. So I am going to be saying the notchy ones are post-war and the panel ones are pre-war. Just that's how it looks at the moment. Without more post-war catalogues, I can't be 100%, but I've got 3 decanters with stoppers like this one, and one of them is this one. So I will start by showing you those decanters. So here we are with the first decanter I'm going to show you. The body shape, I think, is exactly the same mould as the other ones we were looking at, and yeah, so, and there's other things that are similar about it. So it's got these ellipses cut in the neck. It's also got these ellipses cut in the stopper as opposed to being cut into panels. Fits nicely, and then it's got, this is supposed to be the wisteria pan here. And then, hang on, before I have an accident with it, let's take that off. It's got just a polished ponton. It is marked, but in actual fact, I'm not even going to bother trying to find it, because trying to find it with my own eyes before I started this video was quite hard to do. So trying to re-find it now through the camera, it's come in near impossible. And what's nice is I managed to find this glass to go with it. And this was, I think I got this from an antique centre or somewhere, and it was like a couple of quid. But yeah, look at that. It's a really cute little glass with a little bobbin stem, and yeah, there's no mark on this either. Well, not either, there's just no mark on it. But I recognised that because I already had the decanter, and I thought, oh, at least I'm going to have one glass to go with it. Be nice to have a couple. Be nice to have 6, but that's what I have. And then let me drag out the other decanters. So I've got this one, which has the same ellipsis cut on the neck and the stopper, and then it's got this very plain crisscross pattern and star cut base. And then got this one, which is a bit different again because you've got the same ellipses, but it's actually got more ellipses cut into the stopper, so the stopper's almost like it's gnarled. It's got so many ellipses cut into it there, basically back to back almost. Where it's done this exactly the same cut off lip and everything, like checked, and then it's got this really nice design here. That is quite cool. And yeah, it's got polished base, but it does say, I don't think you're going to get to see it. Can I get it focus on that spot? Just there it says made in England, which means this is an export piece. So those are the ones that I think are definitely post-war decanters by Webb Corbett. Now let me show you the one that I thought was Webb Corbett, and now that I've looked a bit harder, I'm thinking maybe it's not. So I'm cutting back into this film because I was sound balancing the film, and the bit where I said there's no mark on that glass, there's a mark, and I went back, and if you just hold it right to the light at the very right angle, there is a mark. It's almost impossible to see but because I was holding it right up to the camera and it just flashed to the right angle, I thought, oh, there's a mark there when I was watching it back. So the glass is marked as well as the decanter, but it's so faint, because I remember I was saying the decanter's mark was really faint as well. So that's a lesson in looking hard for marks sometimes. I've bought things where they're clearly marked, and yeah, they're so cheap because nobody realised that they were clearly marked. But anyway, let's get back and get on to the references for the next bit. So here's the glass that I show you. We're looking at replacements.com, and yeah, so if you look at this, we've got this cut leaf-shaped ellipse, and then you've got this line drawing off it. There's a few different glasses. There's no decanters for this service. We'll click on this one and make it big so you can get a look. But that's, I thought the decanter I had was this pattern, but I clearly wasn't looking hard enough, and I'll show you why. Here is the decanter in question. Let me show you why. I'll take the stopper off. I'll show you the stopper first. If you look at the stopper, the way the stopper peg is polished. It has a cut bevel there on the edge, and a polished bottom. Now that is a very English way of doing things. It's got a bit of wear there from where it's sat inside. It's just quite rude shape, but anyway, put that down. Now let's look at the cut pattern on here. Look at that. And you'll see what I mean when I did my first description. This line should follow onward this way. In actual fact, what it does, it goes this way and then it bends back. That's what you get if you don't look properly. You think, yeah, I know it. And then you find out that you don't really. It's got a little polished pontle there in the middle as well. See, it's got a bit of wear and tear. So, yeah, it's quite a nice decanter. Not super sophisticated, but it's not pirouette. It might still be Webb Corbett, but it's not pirouette because these lines should be following the leaf and going that way. So, yeah. Now that I don't know what it is, and I've had a really good look, they might sell it or something, I don't know. Anyway, that's my disappointment in this exercise. But I'm going to show you something else just to give you a bit of joy anyway. We're going to have a look at the reference first. So we're looking at the Webb Corbett factory drawings from 1935 that were on the Corning Museum of Glass online library. So there's 966 pages in here, so quite a lot of them are blank, but quite a lot of them have rock crystal designs. And yeah, this decanter appeared and it has some things that are like the decanter. There's one thing on this decanter that's not like the decanter I have, and it's this cushion knob here. Yep, but the body shape is the same as the one I have. The cup panels on the neck are exactly about the same as the one I have. Cup panels on the neck of the stopper, where the pouring lip is proportionally is the same. The shape of the stopper with this pointed stopper like this and like this is the same. And also the fact that the drawing on here cuts off here. It's got this waistline. Now, the cut pattern on mine is a different rock crystal pattern, but one of the things I noticed in this catalogue as I was scrolling through is that there are actually a lot of rock crystal patterns in here. There's also a lot of decanters of this type, not exactly like it, some without the knob, some of them without the knob and a slightly furled lip, but this is the one that's, I think, shape-wise is the closest to what I have. But they did a lot of these urn-shaped decanters, but this one with this line through it here in the design, you can see there's another one here. So I think this is the one that's closest, and I'll show you something else just to give you an idea. Look, loads of rock crystal designs in here. Usually there's just like a few pages in a row, and then it goes on to sort of like more of the traditional stuff, and then yeah, some more and more, and then and more. You see there's lots of different patterns, and then it's more traditional cutting, and then there'll be a load more traditional cuttings. Let's see if I can just go see if we can get quickly to something else. I don't know if we will or not. Yeah, look, there you go, there's some more. So there's lots of rock crystal cut patterns in here, and then back to traditional. You see what I mean? But there's 966 pages in here. It takes you forever to scroll through it. I haven't found a decanter exactly like the one I've got with the same cut pattern and everything, but this is just 1 year, 935. It's like a snapshot. If we go to I'll go to the top. I'm going to lose where I was, but there you go, 1935. So this is a snapshot from 1 year. You know what happened in 33, 34, 36, 37, 38. There'll be more, and this feels like it would fit into that. So let's go and have a look at the decanter I've got, because it's really lovely. So here's the decanter I'm showing you. It's the one that breaks the rule in that this is a pre-war decanter, I think, looking at the designs that I've seen. And yeah, let me show you. It's not really picking out how it is here at the moment, but if I get it close, let me take the stopper off before I do that. Look at this work here. You'll see why it's so nice. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? You can see the line I was telling you about. But look how nice that work is. You got the panel cut neck. Then you've got these lines on the body below, but look at the base. Yeah, that's extravagant work when you can put all that extra underneath the foot. I'll put that back there. Show you the stopper. The stopper is cut to match as well. See how nicely well done that is. Also, as I pointed out, little panel cuts on the neck of the stopper. That is a super quality thing. It's actually kind of not mine. My wife bought that. I think she might have got it at a glass fair. She goes to the glass fairs and I'm looking for bargains and she's just looking for shinies and picks the things that she likes, regardless of how much they cost sometimes. But anyway, it's a lovely decanter. I'm not going to fight her not to have it. She's going to spend the money. I'm happy to have that kind of in my collection. So anyway, it's a lovely decanter. It's not big. You can see, look, it's just like a handful. And but really, really good quality decanter. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed looking at those pieces of glass. This is like the little Webb Corbett Odyssey I've done. Didn't go how I originally planned it. I think if you remember the beginning of part one, I said, yeah, I don't script it. I just go off and start filming and doing and blah, blah, blah. And I do a bit of research beforehand if I think I need to. I didn't do that much before part one. And then I did piles before part two and realized, oh, this is not quite what I thought it was. So anyway, that's how it goes. You live and you learn. That's what we're doing together. I hope if you're following my channel, I'm learning as I go along, finding new stuff that you can use too. The new Corning Museum of Glass online library is a really good source of stuff. I just wish there was more, like more years of Webb Corbett, some Webb ones, just more, so that I can delve into them and learn more, and maybe find more unknowns out of my collection. That's my objective, because I've got loads of them. Sometimes I just sell them on when I don't know, never find them. But yeah, anyway, all the references I used will be in the description below. And thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe because it really helps my channel. And yeah, there will be more episodes, not Webb Corbett. I think I'm done with that for now. And have a good night. Good night.